Well, good afternoon, Steve. I wanted to take a moment here and review the lesson we had. When we take a look at the golf swing here, uh, what we're looking at initially, we kind of worked on a couple things here. As we talked about here, I thought you had some very good fundamentals to your golf swing, but I think one of the biggest things that we talked about here was this weight transfer or this turn back and forth. It's almost like what we call that reverse C or that reverse weight transfer, reverse pivot. So you can see as you turn up to the right-hand side here, you can see that right leg kind of fall back to the left-hand side here. So what happens here is you get up to this right side. Now as you go to turn bound, you're getting the hands, getting everything turning through. Weight's trying to go to that left side, but the weight never comes back from the right going to the left. So what happens here is you end up with a tilting motion. So as you then finish, then you lean forward to try to have that transition. Now as we go to the back of the golf swing, what we see then is we're here. The hands come down, kind of go out a little bit because of that reverse pivot or that positioning. So what we initially tried to work, what we tried to get you into a better position of is that transition through the shot. So what I first did is I kind of put you in a position. I gave you a ball. And with that ball, I told you I wanted to create the letter U. Now by creating the letter U, all we did was something very simple as this. We broke it down here. We were here, here, and here. All right, you can see how I placed something right to the left-hand side of you, right here, almost a wall here. Okay, and later in the lesson we talked about swinging into this bag, swinging into something on that left-hand side. But what I want you to do is essentially turn back with the ball. We hit the bottom part of that U going back to the right-hand side. And you'll see yourself as you get in that position. We're here. Something very simple as you turn back, feel that weight transfer to that right side, ball comes up to the top part of the U. See that transition here, right there. So now as we turn back down and through, feel the weight push off the right-hand side, going to the left, right there. You see how that ball came to the bottom, stayed low through the bottom part of the U, came here, right side. That's what we want to do. So I told you I wanted to do about 20 reps, nice and slow, getting the stance, getting the hands out in front, back and forth. Then I gave you an alternative. When I gave you the alternative, initially what we looked at or what we saw was just a hand together drill. Kind of that process of thinking that you had your hands on the golf club. By having the hands on the golf club, all I had you do is think that you're turning up to the top of the golf swing, right here at the top of that U. Then as you came back down, you feel it right, and it's the position that we wanted to think about. Is as the right elbow comes down to the side, this right hip starts going this way. When the right hip starts going this way, or the right knee, you drive the right knee to the ground, we get that weight transferring off that right-hand side. So when we look here, let's look at it again. This is what you looked like here before. As it came down, it's almost that upper body kind of transition through here, right through impact. All right, so this is for you. Through impact is here, there, and through. Big time difference as we see this. So you're turning back, we turn down, we turn through. So maybe 15 to 20 reps as we look there, trying to do 2 sets. 1 set with the ball, 1 set without, or 2 sets of both. 2 sets with the ball, 2 sets with, anything that increases its muscle memory or repetition. Just like when you played the instruments, the trumpet here. We're back and through. Back and through. Now, you didn't ultimately go to one of your other instruments right out of the gate till you got the hang of it, per se, or got used to feeling that the melody or the way you would play that instrument down and through. So that's one position there. So then we switched to the golf club. Now when we did it with the golf club, all I had you do, and you kind of see the big bag there. I had you swing it into the bag. So what I wanted you to do is so that at the point of impact, you felt that transition, that drive of that weight coming off the right-hand side. You felt that drive, feeling the weight push off the right side, going into the left, So what we feel here then, you take it up with the golf club. The bag, It could be any golf bag, any old sport bag, any kind of athletic bag, any kind of bag for that purpose with old towels in it, old clothes in it. Take a bag that you're going to send to the Salvation Army and put it in there. Something just like a hitting bag that you'd see with guys that do boxing per se. But all I want you to do is turn up to that right-hand side, feel that weight up in that position, and then at the same time, this is the right elbow, right hip. One position. Even this position here where we see this looks a lot different than where we are over here. Big difference. Would you agree? Here, here, here. Weight's going forward rather than falling back. Can you see how the body and the spine changes position right there? Look right here. We're here. Now we're here. We're here. Now we're here. You turned around that spine, and that's what I want you to do. By turning around that spine, transferring that weight into that left-hand side, that's what you feel. And I think by hitting into that big bag or hitting into that bag, almost another way to think about stiff left wrist right there. Left wrist hits right into that bag. That's what I want you to feel as well. These are all small cues to feel that position as you turn into it. Okay? So going forward. So do that 10, 15 times, doing the same thing. Here, we did it again. And this time here, that's where I told you to start driving that right leg, right hip. Even more so. Big difference between those two positions there. And that's all we worked on here, Steve. Just trying to get that transition, feeling that position. So I think we talked about right elbow. We'll see the two of them working together. There's your right elbow. There's your hip. Down and through, and that's what we're looking for as we turn down into that position. So as you see this, let's see if that's that transition that I want to see. I'm sorry, I had to take a break there for a second, but it's just that position. What we want to make sure is as you feel that position, you see how that club starts to come forward here? We want it to retain this position. So it's down, right wrist feels like we're still skipping a rock in this position and coming into that bag. And it's the one position, elbow coming to the side and hip turning through. Now, do this into the bag, 20 reps as well. So all this, developing that muscle memory, developing that positioning. Now, if you have any questions, by all means, Steve, I want you to give me a call. 314-724-6539 or shoot me an email at michaelwyattgolf@gmail.com. Look forward to talking with you again, and we'll see you later. Thank you, Steve.